Hi you guys, haven't been in my treatment room in forever. We're here with Sade and we're going to be doing a treatment on her skin today. So I'll kind of walk you through everything that we're doing as we proceed and while we're doing it. Okay, so first I'm just going to start out doing her skin analysis. She's got some small breakouts in the forehead. She's developed some sensitivity to products and things now too. I think a lot of it has to do with the mask, because she hasn't always been sensitive. Her oil is nice and healthy on her skin, so it's not too thick and not building up in the pore. She does have a few blackheads that I'll clean out the pores with today. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on some infusions. We're just going to kind of do more of a brightening, hydrating facial. We'll do some exfoliation, some extractions, and then we're going to do some brightening infusion, and then we'll finish her off. So this is going to be more of a basic infusion protocol that we'll do today. I'm going to start out with the O2 Snow Bubble Activator. A couple of ways you can use this product. You can put it right in your hand directly, add a little lather to it, rubbing together, add a drop or two of water. I'm going to show you guys another way to really oxygenate the product. Take your bowl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumps. Take your O2 White Aqua instead of water. Mix a couple of drops in there. Take your brush and just begin to whip that product into a really frothy consistency. The more you mix it, the thicker it gets. Okay. Clients like bubbles.
Bubbles, bubbles everywhere.
Taste of it.
Don't turn this into something I can't control.
Mother-daughter. I don't know if all you know that or not, but Sade is my daughter and my business partner. And this was actually supposed to be me getting a facial, but somehow here she lays on the bed. Okay, so you'd allow that to sit on the skin for a couple minutes and soften up any dirt, dead skin cells. And then after that, you would just begin to massage that product into the skin. then it'll kind of absorb into the skin. Once it's kind of sticky and tacky, you can add a little bit of water to your fingertips. And when you add that toner or aqua to it, you're kind of making it more of a treatment cleanse. The toner has some niacinamide in it, so this is a good product to use for brightening the skin. Using steam is totally up to you. I always like to add a little bit of steam because I'm more old school. But next we're going to do our facial massage. Because she's congested, you have two options. You can use your black heavy heating gel. This does heat the skin up. So you can use this as your massage medium, and it also loosens and softens the hardened debris around your impactions and blackheads. Or you could use the blackhead and pore lotion as your means to extract. But I really don't want to dry her skin out, so we're going to be using the black cavi today for two purposes. We're going to use it as the massage medium, and then I'm going to use it prior to extractions. Takes about a quarter size amount is how much I dispense on the skin. I'm going to turn the lights down. My button's broke. Okay, no I'm not. I'm going to leave the lights up. Normally I would turn the lights down and give a massage, but I think my button just broke. You could also, if you're not using black cavi, you can use Isov's Soothing Massage Cream. That's a really nice product, and it comes in a really large bottle. That one was attached. And one thing about when you're massaging the skin, you can really use your fingertips to kind of feel where there's congestion in the skin, so that when you go back to extract, you know, you can just kind of remember where you felt impaction. Like, I didn't see it, but the more I move down in here, like, I can feel her impaction, so I'm going to kind of know where to look for those blind comedones. One here, I can feel them up in her cheeks here, that I wasn't even able to see when I did her skin analysis. So massage is really important. With the black cavity, you want to make sure that you're really massaging it in the skin, giving the skin time to warm, and the product time on the skin to soften those hard, you know, the sebum that surrounds your impactions. And don't be afraid to put a little bit of pressure on the face too. Massage that is a little too light doesn't always feel that great to the client, so you want to have some pressure, obviously not too much that it's causing them to be uncomfortable, but you definitely want to massage the muscles in the face. Like releasing some of that tension, especially in the jaw. We hold a lot of tension in the face that we don't know. One of my favorite places to work is that third eye chakra right here. The eyebrows as well hold a lot of tension, so, you know, put some pressure, work in those areas, release that tension. One thing you'll notice too when you're doing massage, especially if you've got a good amount of pressure on it, you'll hear your clients swallow. That swallowing is a release of toxins in the lymphatic drainage. So that's actually lymphatic drainage that's happening when you hear that. You know that? I just heard her do it, and that's why I knew. She was getting some lymphatic drainage happening there. Evasion has a new product coming out, and it is a gel. I don't have a ton of information on it, but it is a lymphatic drainage gel. So I'm really interested. When we get our next shipment, that's going to be coming to us to test. There's also a placenta gel that's coming for us to test as well. So I think they said, did they say 8 or 10, 12 products that they are going to be releasing this year? My baby sigh.
You're my favorite esthetician.
Good.
Forever.
Forever. I'm always sad when I hear that estheticians don't do facial massage. It's such an important part of the facial. It really bonds the client to you, but not only that, there's just so many benefits to the time you spend doing the massage, warming the skin, prepping the skin. So I hope you all do facial massage. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is a double exfoliation on Sade because we're going more of a basic protocol. I'm going to be doing the scaling peel next. We do still have scaling peel in stock, so if you guys thought we had sold out, I bought as much as I could before they discontinued, so we do have stock on scaling peel. But before we do that, I do want to remove the product from the skin that the black cavities, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the Princess Shine Clean, just 2 little pumps, add a little bit of water. And the Princess Shine is an oil to foam cleanse. It's a great makeup remover. If you're between steps, it's a good product to use between steps as well. I'm going to do the enzyme on her, the enzyme cleanser, enzyme wash, but I'm going to use it as an exfoliation today. So that'll be her second cleanse as well, deep cleanse. I didn't take it before. I didn't do a before photograph, you guys, and I should have, so make sure you do your before and afters. Those are great for marketing and great for you to show your clients the progress of how the skin looked in the beginning and versus how it looks at the end. So take those before and afters. Next we're going to be using Osmo enzyme wash, and we're going to use this, actually, you know what, wrong, I'm out of order, hold on a minute. First we're going to use the scaling peel. And the scaling peel is a gommage. This is just going to do a light exfoliation. I put about this much on my back of my hand and transfer it to the skin. Very light layer. If you go too thick, it's going to take too much time to process and get to the temperature that it needs to be to do the gommage. So don't go too thick on this product. Once you get it on the skin, just let it sit for a bit. As you begin to rub, you kind of want to hold the skin taut and just begin to work in little circles or back and forth motions. And as you may be able to see here, this product will start to roll up. I've seen people try to market this as the product is the dead skin cell, and I've seen some pretty extreme photos of people trying to pass off product rolling up and balling up as the cells coming off the skin, and it's just not true. So what happens is that this product will grab a hold of any dead skin cells that's kind of sitting on the surface, and it'll attach itself. The product attaches itself to the cells. But what you're seeing there is really product with a little bit of cell mixed in with it, okay? But these pretty extreme pictures as if you're rolling off like a face full of dead skin cells, that's not true. If that were the case, we would never have to do chemical peels, right? So don't fall for gimmicks. But the product does adhere to dead skin cells, so you will get, you know, some mild exfoliation, and this again is very mild exfoliation. If you were going to do this, this could be in a basic protocol. This is a great step to do pre more aggressive treatments as well. You could do this before doing the princess peel, the jewelry peel. You can incorporate the scaling peel into really all your treatments. But again, remembering that this product has been discontinued, and when we run out, it will be gone. I'm very sad that they got rid of this product, though. Okay. Now, and then at that point, you really don't need to wash the skin or anything. You can just take your mitts or your sponges, cloths, whatever it is you use, and just wipe off any product that's left on the skin. And then you can apply a little bit of your aqua if you'd like, or you can wait until after you've finished fully exfoliating and extracting the skin. So that's up to you. the step that I was so anxious to get to. We're going to use the O2 White Aqua, and we're going to use the Osmo Enzyme Wash, okay? Again, instead of using water, I'm just making this a little bit more of a treatment by adding the active ingredients that are in the enzyme. I'm going to start our steam too because we want to steam this up. All right, this can be used as a cleanser, this can be retail, this could be used in your treatment room. And you really just need a little of this product. It doesn't take much. About a teaspoon really into your bowl. And then I add the O2 White Aqua to hydrate it. And then you'll want to mix it really well. And again, this does foam up as well. It's pretty dense, as you can see. It's hanging onto the brush. Okay, and what you'll do is get a very thick layer. Paying attention not to get it too close to the nose holes like I did earlier to Sade because she was breathing in bubbles. Steam this up in a minute. And enzymes are activated with heat, right? So you want to get this onto the skin, and then you want to heat it. You can use the aesthetic wipes from Ken Aesthetics, which I am going to do as well. Translucent sheets from Ken Aesthetics. They are on our website, or you can get them through them as well. You want to get the product on, and then you're going to want to activate the enzymes with the steam. So I like to use steam and the and the translucent mask. I'm sorry, I keep calling them aesthetic wipes.
Translucent wraps.
Translucent wraps. Yes. Okay. So we've got ourselves a thick layer on. We're going to take our translucent wraps, and we're going to have Sade keep her eyes closed. We're going to lay this down on top. What this is doing is locking in that heat, pressing in those enzymes into the skin. And for someone very sensitive, this can be all that you do, or you can add steam, which is what I'm doing here. So we are going to activate these enzymes. This again is another great thing to do when you have extractions to do. And this could also still just be your basic protocol. So this facial that we're doing today, if you didn't do infusions, this could be a $135 facial. And you've gotten a lot of work done as far as cleaning out the pores and really getting the skin exfoliated. If you add infusion, I would add another $35 to $50 depending on your area for infusions. And then your specialty mask, I would, include that. So between $150 and $185 would be what we would charge for this facial. How's it feel?
Good.
Any activity? Okay.
I mean, it feels kind of
tingly?
No. Like bubbly, but no tingle.
Okay, so she's feeling the bubbles underneath the aesthetic wrap. So, and this is an enzyme that works at digesting dead skin cells. So basically it's just kind of going in there and chomping them up. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Everything's my child.
We have so many references to my granddaughter. When I said bubbles earlier, I'm like, everywhere. Bubbles, bubbles everywhere. That's Nova. Chomp, chomp, that's Nova. Sorry, grandma mode all the time now. And so you would let this steam onto the skin about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on the level of extractions that you're going to be doing. She's not super impacted, but she has enough that's going to require me to do some work today. So, and if you wanted for a little more comfort, you can always add your eye compresses so the heat doesn't bother the eyes. Feel warm under there?
Mm-hmm. Not hot, but nice and toasty.
Yeah. So again, this product can be used as a cleanser. I would, if you're selling it for retail, I would not have it used as the nightly cleanser, maybe a couple times a week, no more. For home use, you know, I really only recommend clients exfoliate their skin at home lightly once a week to once every 2 weeks. So you don't want to excessively exfoliate the skin, but this is a nice little cleanser, especially those who have a lot of impaction, then about once a week on that. And I like to keep the skin warm up until I start extractions, which is now. I always take 2 Kleenex and I wrap them around my gloved fingers, adding a little padding. I know one of you, I can't remember who it was I was talking to in the group, was saying that they were having a hard time with extractions. So it's just a technique that takes time to develop. But the best advice I can give is to try to get underneath that impaction and then just hold pressure best you can. And they slip right out just like that. telling you, this combo, y'all, I mean, I'm just putting a little bit of pressure and they are coming out, right out. Another thing is to kind of hold that skin taut. Look at those pores. Use your fingers to fill. And the other is to stretch the skin back, get underneath that pore. And just hold your pressure. Sometimes you can wiggle back and forth. The light seems a little cloudy, like I should have cleaned it. The other thing you want to make sure is that you really get to the bottom of the congestion. Don't just get what's in the top. You got to get all the way to the base at the bottom. So you need to make sure that you completely clean out the pore, not just the top part. And for her nose area, I'm going to use the ultrasonic spatula, and I'm going to just hydrate that ultrasonic spatula with a little bit of the blackhead and pore solution for hydration. So I'm just going to kind of wet the nose. You'll want to use when you're doing extractions, make sure you're using the pulse mode, because it's that vibration, that pulse vibration, that really vibrates that debris out of the pore. Do you use your blade?
Just reminded me to.
So much easier. Especially in the nose. Like you so much is coming out of your nose and you're like, oh, I need to start using it. And you want to keep hydrating that area. You don't want to work on dry. You could actually have black tabby on the nose as well. Leave that product, and then that can act as the product to hydrate for your blackhead removals on the nose. You just need to have some kind of lubrication on the skin. You don't want to do this treatment for on dry skin. This one's almost, I need to plug this up. Don't have a lot of power in it. Hurt? And really, you just need to set the corner of this blade up against the blackhead. And if you hold it there long enough, the blackhead's just going to vibrate right out of that follicle. It's really fun to watch. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Turn it off first of all. Sound on the phone. You can't really see the edges, but that's a lot of debris there on the edge. Look at the corners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
It's the light.
I'm sensitive, yeah, that too.
Okay, and so if you feel like you didn't get everything out of the pore, or the pore didn't completely dump from the bottom, and that happens a lot with the ultrasonic blade, I always go back in once I've used my blade and finish cleaning out the pores. I'll put a little bit of pressure on the pore because usually with the blade, unfortunately, I don't think it cleans to the bottom. So I just go behind it, and I always just kind of give a push on the pores just to make sure, because sometimes if you disturb debris in the skin and you only get half of it out, the client's going to experience a breakout after, because the pore's been disturbed, and then you get, you know, breakouts after facials. A lot of times that's why, is because we didn't really fully clean out the pore. We disturbed it just enough to cause some inflammation around it. So just make sure that you're, there we go, that blackhead was bothering me. That thing is going to come out. Okay. Alright, and so you really only want to spend about 7 minutes on extractions because it just gets to be uncomfortable. You don't have to get every single thing that you see out in one visit. Okay, so now we want to make sure that we're absolutely toning the skin after and adding some hydration back to the skin, kind of shutting down the follicle. So for her, because we did extractions, I'm going to use the Clinic A toner, Aqua, excuse me. And normally I press these in, but because I did extractions, this is about the only time that I apply aquas or toners with a cotton. Usually I do some press-ins, as you'll see a little bit later in the facial. Alright, so we're just balancing that pH, relaxing that pore. So next we're going to be doing some infusion, and I'm going to do a brightening fills ampule, and I'm actually going to cocktail. I didn't think I was going to cocktail until now. I'm actually going to cocktail the brightening ampule, and then I'm going to do a little bit of the AC fills ampule, so I'm going to mix a cocktail. She had more extractions than I originally thought she was going to have, so I'm going to do a little cocktail here. Feel free to do that. You can do that with the ampules, you guys. They don't have to just be one. You can cover more than one area. So if you guys don't know how, I have these little, I don't know what they are, topper pullers.
Bottle openers.
Bottle openers, there you go.
Openers.
Serum openers. But be careful with these guys, because I have literally cut myself opening these, and they scare me. I wish that they were packaged differently. And for some reason, I end up never opening them the right way.
I just got a hang of it.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still like a child in here trying to open my ampules. Okay, got it. Who else is scared to open ampule bottles? And they say if you just pull here on the little clip, that right there, but let's see. They always break on me like that. They just break off.
Yeah, you gotta do it slow and kind of turn it as you go.
That's why I like this little thing, because then you can just pop stuff off with it. All right, got it. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of the brightening ampule, and that is a milky consistency. You can store these in your aesthetic refrigerator. I hope you all have aesthetic refrigerators in your treatment room. I absolutely love them, and they do prolong your products. And then we're going to cocktail a little of the AC ampule, okay, because she did have some breakouts. Not a lot, but enough. You can use your brush to apply these. I actually just mix with my finger. I feel like you get all of your product when you do it that way, and it doesn't, you know, absorb into your brush. So I just apply, and I'm doing this wrong already. Sorry, guys. So take that back off. We're going to do plasma first. It's been a while since I've done a facial. All right. Plasma mode on your leaf. Turn it on. First button is plasma. I'm going to go level 2 with her. This actually, guys, if you've done extractions, plasma kills bacteria in the skin. So you could use this. This would be like using high frequency. Yeah. If it's too much, tell me and I'll turn it down. But this does kill bacteria in the skin, so this is a really good, if you've done extractions, even if you're not doing infusion, turn your plasma on and go across the skin for a bit.
Wow, I didn't know it felt like that.
Mm-hmm. It's got a little prickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's great microchannels.
It's been so long since I've had the leaf done.
The plasma has a tendency, because you've done a lot of steps on the skin, so it kind of drags and bumps on the skin. So just kind of hold it. You can also press in if it's bouncing too much or dragging too much. Press in motion.
I usually do that.
Yeah. I like the drag, but sometimes the skin is just too moist to drag properly. So in order to not fight the skin, you just kind of press in. And actually the plasma happens to the skin right before the device touches the skin. So it's the space before. So the tingle that you get, or the sensation you get, is actually before the device touches down on the skin. It actually sparks. Plasma is really, really a cool technology. And what this is doing is creating tiny little microchannels into the skin.
I know, I hear it. I've always heard it, though.
Look. It's like there's a little crack in it. A little piece of plastic.
Maybe. Well, this is the one you gave me too. You've got the new one.
Oh, you
So
did.
maybe one of us did. Who knows?
Oh, I could have dropped in the drawer.
Does yours have the that sound in it though, like
Mhm.
that bead? Okay.
Like that? No.
Mhm. Oh, it doesn't.
No. That's probably that little piece of plastic that we see on there.
I thought it was. I was like, I've been using it for so long. I thought that was normal.
Okay, so just a couple minutes on the opening of the micro channels, and that's just about enough. All right, turn your device off. Now I've got my little cocktail mixed here, and we're going to apply in sections. So I'm going to apply here to her mouth.
Here, eat this.
Here for her to drink. Just do a little section at a time. Okay. Electroporation mode. Got to hit the first button. And then 1, 2. We'll do level 2 on her for electroporation mode. And then this is more of a glide on the skin. Electroporation is pushing this product, infusing this product into the microchannels that we opened up in the plasma mode. All right, you guys, I'm going to pause this video now because we're at 58 minutes. We're going to do her entire face. I'll come back when we're doing the mask, and we'll let you see that, okay? Okay, we're back. We've done infusion. Her skin looks really pretty. I don't know if you can see, but that glow after infusion with those fills is really, really pretty. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to prepare her skin and prepare for putting the 72 capsule mask down. To protect your headbands, the good news is that Storyderm's masks don't really run quite as much as some of the other brands, but you still do want to protect your head wraps. So I always take a Kleenex and just tuck it underneath the headband so that you don't get the product on the headband. Okay, so there's that. You're going to need your bowl, your spoon, and your other mixing cup, and I'm going to mix the powder in the bowl. And if you're in a hurry, to give you a little tip, you don't have the full 20 minutes that you need to wait. Do 1 full scoop and just a little bit more will make your mask set up faster. But also remember that you only have a certain amount of powder to gel ratio, so don't overdo it. And then you're going to take your gel and squeeze it into your cup. And if you're going to not cover eyes and lips, you may not want to go to the top. If you're covering eyes and lips, as we are going to do, you'll want to fill your cup to the top, okay? Everything's in the bowl, and you just want to mix. Another tip, if you don't want to use more powder, is to allow the product to sit in the bowl a few minutes before you apply it. If you already know how to work really quickly with these, you can allow it some setup time prior to putting it down on the skin as another tip if you're running short of time. So you just want to make sure that you mix the powder in really, really well. Oops. always start in the center and work my way out because the product does run a little. So if you are in the center and it runs, it's going to run towards the edges. So I haven't leave in a while, huh? Also, I wait to cover the eyes and the lips to the very end in case a client changes their mind. They still have time to decide. And I always ask them right before, are you sure you're okay with me going over the eyes and the lips? If this is the first time you've ever done this on your client, I would always suggest not doing eyes and lips, maybe one or the other, or neither, and allow them the opportunity to experience what the product feels like on the skin first, because I actually had a client get really claustrophobic after she said it was okay, and you can't really remove the product after it's down. It's got to set up. So you still okay with me going over eyes and lips? You don't really anything out? All right, when you get down to the eyes and the lips, you should have about that much left in there. You just want enough to, all right, don't close your eyes. Weird feeling, right? You okay? You're scaring me. Can we move your lips out? Yep. You going for it? If I can do it, you can do it. I'm gonna leave your lips out. See? And that's what I'm talking about, just that experience of getting it on the eyes. It's a weird feeling. You almost feel like it's going to get in your eye. It's not. But, so, she's decided not to do her lips, and I thought that's exactly why. You okay? Okay, baby.
And the crazy thing is, I almost was like doing my lips and then my eyes.
Right, and that's probably what I should have done. And it's always much easier to do the lips and the eyes. So she's saying that she feels a little bit of anxiety. She'll be okay. And just always make sure you stay with your client while they're feeling that. You also can,
Just wow.
yeah. You also can put the fan on it to make sure that, you know, it sets up a little bit faster too, which is what I'm going to do for her. The fan's plugged up there. So it usually is a flash of a feeling, you know, it goes away after a few minutes,
Yeah,
especially once it starts setting up. It's the wet part of this treatment that almost makes you feel like it's going to get in your eyes. So just be really aware of the experience a client may have with doing eyes and lips. Okay, we're going to let this set up for a few minutes and we'll be back. I didn't let this set up as long as I should have, guys. Almost, but not quite as much. So, not a pretty removal. But pretty skin under there. All right, next we are going to use a little bit of the O2 White Aqua to press into the skin. Just a couple of splashes. I normally would use the Time Machine Calming Aqua at this point, but I don't have any in my treatment room. I think I took it home. Or did you take it?
I don't know.
Or Sade may have taken it into her room.
It's very, very possible.
Okay. Again, O2 White Aqua. Another little splash pressed in. Now, one of the key things that I like to do, and I recommend, is that when you're using your finishing products, apply them on damp, hydrated skin. So before your aqua's actually dry, you're then going to go moving into your correctives, right? And for her, we're going to be applying the Nourishing Eye. We did ampules, so I really don't need to put any serums or anything on her. But if you wanted to do your vitamin C, you would apply that while the skin is still a little bit damp. Next, we're going to be using Isov's Memory Lifting. If you haven't used this product, it's wonderful. It's got a nice bouncy feel, much like Shake Memory. You take it out, it's more like almost a custard type whipped cream kind of consistency. Really nice moisturizer though. And it's lightweight but very hydrating. Really good. Okay. And then at the end, you're going to apply your SPF. We're using Storyderm Super Ultra Nutrition. What we love about our SPFs in Korean skincare is they are good for all skin tones. So even your higher fits, you don't get that gray, ashy appearance. You get a really nice glowy finish, great for all skin tones. And then lastly, one of the things I like is that you can actually mix a little of the BB Magic, which one would think that you couldn't use it on darker fits. And Sade's probably a fits, what do you think, 3, 4? between a 3 and a 4. She's pretty light skinned, but not, she's, you know, got some color to her skin. So you can apply it, you can mix it with your moisturizer to, gosh, it actually works really good on your skin, to diffuse some of the color and use it on your higher fits. You can use it like I'm using it now, directly on the skin, and you kind of apply like a makeup. Actually, you could actually use this as coverage. What do you see?
Yeah,
And
it's
this-
my skin tone. Naturally.
Yeah. And it's and this leaves the skin, you know, any kind of red ruddy you get from post extractions, this kind of covers all that up, giving that glass skin dewy finish. So I did take some photographs of her after I did infusion, and I'll post the before and afters for you all to see. Okay, but as you can see, that blended really nicely into her skin. So thanks for watching.